Oh yeah. Another video from the chair. I need to start just a segment. Archaisms from the chair. Hey, a few days ago I listed a bunch of names to remember if you knew any of those guys, and they were handpicked, best of the best fighters in Israel. They were like the spies, the Navy SEALs of the Israelite nation. They went to spy out the promised land, and when they brought back news that caused the people to melt in fear, God says now no one in Israel can go into the promised land until all these people that are full of fear have passed away, and we can take the younger generation into the land. Except for two guys, Joshua and Caleb. And what I love about Caleb is later on in his life, he's 85 years old. So this is 45 years later after he went in the promised land and said, man, my God is bigger than those problems, those giants in the land that everyone is all afraid of. Like, God's bigger than that. 45 years later, they get into the promised land, and he says, look, I've waited 45 years. He's 85 years old. He's an old dude, right? And he says, I hear the fighting is really hard up in that mountain over there, so that's the one I want to go to. That's the one that I'm going for. And I realized something. For 45 years, this guy stood on a promise that God is big enough to give us the promised land. Right? He gets there. If there's anyone who could have been like, oh man, now I can finally retire. I'm old. I'm 85 years old. I can finally go and just rest a little bit. We've been in the wilderness a long time. No way, man. The dude's 85 years old, and he's like, I need to go over there because that's where the fighting's hard, and that's where I want to be. When I saw that in the Bible, I said, God, I want to be a Caleb. When I get to be 85 years old, I'm still going after the big things of God, not laying down, not trying to retire and just go and live my days sitting around in a hammock. I want to go and take down some big giants in the land. And I realized I've been talking the last few days about, Jesus says, I brought you glory on this earth by finishing the work you've given me to do. So the way you glorify God is not by knowing what you should do, not doing what you should do, but finishing the work that God's given you to do. And I realized, man, my job is to find some Calebs and raise them up and work with them so 45 years down the line, they're still going after those big things with and for God. So that's what I want to challenge you with. Man, be a Caleb. Be in this for the long run and go after big things and fight the good fight of faith. Soldier on.